wind carries your name tonight, and I feel it brush across my skin like a memory I can't hold. I waited, but you didn't turn back, and that's when I knew the day you stopped looking back, everything changed. The street is empty, but I still hear your laughter fading in the distance. Every step I take feels like it's chasing shadows, trying to find the warmth you left behind. Your coat hangs by the door, your favorite book still sits on the shelf. I touch them lightly, as if feeling the past could bring you closer. I remember how you smiled, how your eyes caught the sunlight, how the smallest things you did could make me believe that nothing else mattered. But you didn't notice me holding on to those moments, and I learned too late that love isn't always returned in the ways you hope. I whispered your name in the silence of my room, hoping the wind would carry it to where you were. But the wind only returned my own voice, shattered and lonely. The day you stopped looking back was the day I realized you had already gone. Not in the way you left, but in the way you stopped seeing me, the way your heart slowly drifted into a world I couldn't reach. I held on to the memory of your hand, the echo of your smile, the warmth of your voice, even when your heart was walking away silently. That was the day, the day you stopped looking back. Soft echoes, why didn't you wait? Why didn't you stay? I walk the places we used to go, hoping to see a trace of you. The coffee shop where we laughed, the park where we held hands, even the bench by the river, they all remember you more than I do. I replay every moment, trying to understand when you drifted away, when your eyes stopped finding mine, when your hands stopped reaching. You left quietly, like a shadow slipping from the light, and I didn't notice until it was too late to call you back. I tell myself it's okay, that love is fragile and fleeting, but my heart knows the truth. The hardest goodbye is the one that happens before a word is ever spoken. The day you stopped looking back was the day my world froze. The laughter faded, the colors dimmed, and the nights became endless without your warmth. I held on to the echoes, the little things you left behind. day you stop looking back. If I could turn time backward, I would hold your hands tighter. I would tell you the words I swallowed in fear. I would let you see how much I loved you before you drifted away, before your eyes turned to somewhere I couldn't follow. But love isn't always fair. Sometimes hearts leave silently. Sometimes memories are all that remain. And sometimes the one you love most will never notice how much you gave. Day I learned how fragile hope can be. I loved you in silence, I waited in shadow. I held on to dreams that disappeared before they ever became real. Oh, even now I feel your presence in the softest wind, in the quiet streets, in the spaces we once shared. I loved you when no one else could see. I loved you longer than you knew. I loved you in ways you may never remember. The day you stopped looking back was the day I finally let go of holding you, and held only the memory of how it once felt to be near you, to hear your voice, to see your smile, before everything changed. Wind carries your name tonight, and I feel it brush across my skin, like a memory I can't. I waited, but you didn't turn back, and that's when I knew. The day you stopped looking back, everything changed. The street is empty, but I still hear your laughter fading in the distance. Every step I take feels like it's chasing shadows, trying to find the warmth you left behind. Your coat hangs by the door, your favorite book still sits on the shelf. I touch them lightly, as if feeling the past could bring you closer. I remember how you smiled, how your eyes caught the sunlight, how the smallest things you did could make me believe that nothing else mattered. But you didn't notice me holding on to those moments, and I learned too late that love isn't always eternal in the ways you hope. I whispered your name in the silence of my room, hoping the wind would carry it to where you were. But the wind only returned my own voice, shattered and lonely. The day you stopped looking back was the day I realized you had already gone, not in the way you left, but in the way you stopped seeing me. The way your heart slowly drifted into a world I couldn't reach. I held on to the memory of your hand, the echo of your smile, the warmth of your voice, even when your heart was walking away silently. That was the day you stopped looking back. Places we used to go, hoping to see a trace of you. The coffee shop where we laughed, the park where we held hands, even the bench by the river. They all remember you more than I do. I replay every moment, trying to understand when you drifted away, when your eyes stopped finding mine, when your hands stopped reaching. You left quietly like a shadow slipping from the light, and I didn't notice until it was too late to call you back. I tell myself it's okay, that love is fragile and fleeting, but my heart knows the truth. The hardest goodbye is the one that happens before a word is ever spoken. The day you stopped looking back was the day my world froze. The laughter faded, the colors dimmed, and the nights became endless without your warmth. I held on to the echoes, the little things you left behind, the way your voice lingered even when you weren't there. And though time moves forward, I can't move past the day you stopped looking back. If I could turn time backward, I would hold your hands tighter. I would tell you the words I swallowed in fear. I would let you see how much I loved you before you drifted away, before your eyes turned to somewhere I couldn't follow. But love isn't always fair. Sometimes hearts leave silently, sometimes memories are all that remain, and sometimes the one you love most will never notice how much you gave. The day you stopped looking back was the day I learned how fragile hope can be. I loved you in silence, I waited in shadow, I held on to dreams that disappeared before they ever became real. Even now, I feel your presence in the softest wind, in the quiet streets, in the spaces we once shared. I loved you when no one else could see. I loved you longer than you knew. I loved you in ways you may never remember. The day you stopped looking back was the day I finally let go of holding you, and held only the memory of how it once felt to be near you, to hear your voice days to see your smile before everything changed. You walked away, and I stayed, holding the echoes, holding the nights, holding. The night drifts over me again, and your face appears in every shadow. I reach for you, but the air holds nothing. Still I remember I loved you more than you ever remembered. The streets are quiet tonight, but I hear echoes of our laughter between the cracks in the pavement. Every step I take feels like I'm walking through memory, trying to find a trace of your warmth in the cold night. Your coat still hangs in my closet, your favorite mug rests on the shelf. Everywhere I look, I see pieces of you that you left behind and forgot I kept. I remember the little things, the way your hand in hand, the soft sighs you let escape when you thought no one was listening. I loved all of it quietly, more than you remembered, and more than I could ever say. I held my feelings like fragile glass, afraid one word would shatter them, and the truth stayed hidden between my heartbeat, between your smiles, between the moments we never fully lived. I loved you more than you remember, long before you realized, longer than you could ever see. Even when your eyes looked away, even when your heart wandered elsewhere, I held you gently in my quiet world where no one else could touch you. I loved you softly, like a secret written only for me, hoping you might remember even one piece of the love I carried for you silently. Soft echoes never stopped, I never left, I still love you. I replay your memories endlessly, searching for signs I missed. Every smile you gave me was a promise I try to hold, even when I didn't know you had already moved on. You never noticed the little ways I stayed close, the nights I watched your light fade, the mornings I pretended everything was fine. I loved you without expectation, without asking for anything in return, and that's why it hurts, because my heart held more than you remember, and still it breaks quietly every time I think of you. Maybe love isn't meant to be seen, Maybe it's meant to be carried alone, and I carried you even when you forgot, even when the world moved on, even when my voice couldn't reach yours. I loved you more than you remember, long after your footsteps faded, long after your laughter stopped filling the air. I held the quiet moments as treasures no one else could touch. I love the way you breathed, even when I wasn't there to notice. I love the space between us, even when it grew too wide. And now as I watch the night swallow the day, I whisper to the stars above, hoping somehow you might hear that I loved you more than you remember, and I still do. If I could go back, I would tell you everything I kept inside for fear of losing you. I would hold your hands tighter, look deeper into your eyes, and let you know that my love was longer, stronger, and softer than you ever realized. But love isn't always returned, and hearts sometimes leave before we even notice. So I'll let it live in my memory, where it glows quietly, a warmth you may never see, but one I'll never forget. I loved you more than you remember, longer than the seasons change, longer than the nights we spent apart, longer than the time you forgot my name. I held you gently in my quiet world, even when your heart wandered, even when your hand slipped from mine. I loved you in ways you never learned to see, in whispers and pauses and moments that never mattered to anyone but me. Longer, I loved you longer, through the silence, through the pain, through the nights you didn't notice how deeply I stayed. Even now, even after everything, even when love has no witness, I love you still. I loved you more than you remember, and I always will. You may never know, but I held you in every breath, every heartbeat, every quiet moment when no one else could see. I loved you longer, longer than you remember. When night drifts over me again, and your face appears in every shadow, I reach for you, but the air holds nothing still. I remember I loved you more than you ever remember. The streets are quiet tonight, but I hear echoes of our laughter between the cracks in the pavement. Every step I take feels like I'm walking through memories, trying to find a trace of your warmth in the cold night. Your coat still hangs closet. Your favorite mug rests on the shelf. Everywhere I look, I see pieces of you that you left behind and forgot I kept. I remember the little things, the way your hand fit in mine, the soft sighs you let escape when you thought no one was listening. I loved all of it quietly, more than you remembered, and more than I could ever say. I held my feelings like fragile glass, afraid one word would shatter them, and the truth stayed hidden between my heartbeats, between your smiles, between the moments we never fully lived. I loved you more than you remember, long before you realized, longer than you could ever see. Even when your eyes looked away, even when your heart wandered elsewhere, I held you gently in my quiet world, where no one else could touch you. I loved you softly, like a secret written only for me, hoping you might remember even one piece of the love I carried for you silently. Soft echoes that never stopped, I never left, I still love you. I replay our memories endlessly, searching for signs I missed. Every smile you gave me was a promise I tried to hold, even when I didn't know you had already moved on. You never noticed the little ways I stayed close, the nights I watched your light fade, the mornings I pretended everything was fine. I loved you without expectation, without asking for anything in return. And that's why it hurts, because my heart held more than you remembered, and still it breaks quietly every time I think of you. Maybe love isn't meant to be seen, maybe it's meant to be carried alone. And I carried you, even when you forgot, even when the world moved on, even when my voice couldn't reach yours. I loved you more than you remember, long after your footsteps faded, long after your laughter stopped filling the air. I held the quiet moments as treasures no one else could touch. I love the way you breathe even when I wasn't there to notice. I love the space between us even when it grew too wide. And now as I watch the night swallow the day, I whisper to the stars above, hoping somehow you might hear that I loved you more than you remember. And I still do. If I could go back, I would tell you everything I kept inside for fear of losing you. I would hold your hands tighter, look deeper into your eyes, and let you know that my love was longer, stronger, and softer than you ever realized. But love isn't always returned, and hearts sometimes leave before we even notice. So I let it live in my memory, where it glows The night feels heavy again, and every breath tastes like your name. If I close my eyes long enough, I still feel your shadow resting beside me, like it used to. Tonight I finally admit the truth. I loved you longer than you ever knew. You walked into my life quietly, like rain slipping under a closed window. I didn't notice the moment you changed everything, but I felt it in the way my heart softened, in the way my voice grew gentle whenever it spoke about you. You were light in a room that I'd forgotten how to shine. I memorized your smile without meaning to. Held your laughter like something too fragile to touch, but you never saw the way my heartbeat stumbled when you said my name. You never saw the way my hands tremble when they reach for you and stop, afraid of wanting too much from someone who didn't know they were being loved. I kept it all inside, where it was safe, where it couldn't hurt you, where it could only hurt me. And the truth bloomed quietly, a love too soft, too silent, too much for the space you gave me. I loved you longer than you knew, long before you saw the world without me in it, long before your eyes stopped meeting mine. I held you gently even when you couldn't feel it, loved you quietly even when your heart drifted elsewhere. And the hardest truth I carry is that I kept loving you long after you stopped needing me. I loved you longer, longer than you knew. Soft grass. If only you knew how long my heart stayed. You moved forward like it was easy, like love was something you could fold away neatly and tuck into a drawer. I watched you smile in new skies, watched you learn to glow in places where my shadow never reached. And still I stayed in memories you forgot we made. I stayed in hopes you never asked for. I stayed in the spaces between your hellos and goodbyes, even when those spaces began to close on me. Some nights I still replay the way you said my name, soft, careless, never realizing how deeply it cut into me, how deeply it rooted itself in every part of who I was. People say love fades, but mine didn't. It shifted, turned into something quieter, something sadder, something I carried alone because I didn't know where else to place it. I loved you longer than you knew, long after your heart closed its doors. I kept the light on in hopes you'd return, even when I knew your footsteps were meant for another place, another person, another life. You were the dream I held like truth, even even when truth told me you weren't mine to hold. I loved you longer, longer than you ever saw, longer than you ever stayed, longer than you ever tried to understand. If I had told you sooner, would anything have changed? If I had reached for you instead of hiding in fear, would your heart have turned toward me instead of away? Was I always meant to love you silently, to lose you gently, to remember you painfully? There are loves that burn bright, and there are loves like mine, soft, fragile, a candle burning in a locked room, hoping someone might walk by and notice the light. I loved you longer than you knew, longer than the seasons that passed, while I waited for a sign. I loved you through the quiet, through the nights you never noticed, through the days you forgot to look back. I loved you in the ways you never learned to see, in the pauses, in the almost, in the words I swallowed, because I didn't want to scare you away. Longer, I loved you longer than the time you stayed, than the time you cared, than the time you tried. And even now, as the world turns without you, my heart whispers the truth it never got to say out loud. I loved you longer than you ever knew. You never knew how long I waited, how long I stayed, how long I loved, even when love had nowhere left to go. Still, I breathe your name into the night, softly, gently, letting it fade. Where all lost things do. The night feels heavy again, and every breath tastes like your name. If I close my eyes long enough, I still feel your shadow resting beside me like it used to. Tonight, I finally admit the truth. I loved you longer than you ever knew. You walked into my life quietly, like rain slipping under a closed window. I didn't notice the moment you changed everything, but I felt it in the way my heart softened, in the way my voice grew gentle whenever it spoke about you. You were light in a room that had forgotten how to shine. I memorized your smile without meaning to. Held your laughter like something too fragile to touch. But you never saw the way my heartbeat stumbled when you said my name. You never saw the way my hands tremble when they reach for you and stopped, afraid of wanting too much. from someone who didn't know they were being loved. I kept it all inside, where it was safe, where it couldn't hurt you, where it could only hurt me. And the truth bloomed quietly, a love too soft, too silent, too much for the space you gave me. I loved you longer than you knew, long before you saw the world without me in it, long before your eyes stopped meeting mine. I held you gently, even when you couldn't feel it. Loved you quietly, even when your heart drifted elsewhere. And the hardest truth I carry is that I kept loving you long after you stopped needing me. I loved you longer, longer than you knew. Soft breaths, if only you knew how long my heart stayed. You moved forward like it was easy, like love was something you could fold away neatly and tuck into a drawer. I watched you smile at new skies, watched you learn to glow in places where my shadow never reached. And still I stayed in memories you forgot we made. I stayed in hopes you never asked for. I stayed in the spaces between your hellos and goodbyes, even when those spaces began to close on me. Some nights I still replay the way you said my name, soft, careless, never realizing how deeply it cut into me, how deeply it rooted itself in every part of who I was. People say love fades, but mine didn't. It shifted, turned into something quieter, something sadder, something I carried alone because I didn't know where else to place it. I loved you longer than you knew, long after your heart closed its doors. I kept the light on in hopes you'd return, even when I knew your footsteps were meant for another place, another person, another life. You were the dream I held like truth, even when truth told me you weren't mine to hold. I loved you longer, longer than you ever saw, longer than you ever stayed, longer than you ever tried to understand. If I had told you sooner, would anything have changed? If I had reached for you instead of hiding in fear, would your heart have turned toward me instead of away? Or was I always meant to love you silently, to lose you gently, to remember you painfully? There are loves that burn bright, and there are loves like mine, soft, fragile, a candle burning in a locked room, hoping someone might walk by and notice the light. I loved you longer than you knew, longer than the seasons that passed while I waited for a sign. I loved you through the quiet, through the nights you never noticed, through the days you forgot to didn't wanna scare you away longer. I loved you longer than the time you stayed, than the time you cared, than the time you tried. And even now, as the world turns without you, my heart whispers the truth it never got to say out loud. I loved you longer than you were. I'm mourning like him slowly, too slowly for a heart like mine. I reach for you out of habit, only to feel cold sheets where warmth used to sleep. And that's when it started, the quiet truth unraveling inside, the silence you left behind. I woke to the sound of nothing, a kind of emptiness that felt too familiar. Your coffee cup still sat by the window, half full, half forgotten, half me pretending everything was the same. Your jacket hung on the chair, arms shaped like they were still waiting for your shows. Your warmth, your laughter, I stared at it longer than I should have, trying to understand how the world can look unchanged while everything inside me is falling apart. I whispered your name before I could stop myself, expecting you to answer, expecting your footsteps, expecting something, anything except the echo of my own voice breaking in the empty room. And that's when I felt it, the weight, the quiet, the truth hiding between the shadows. You didn't walk away today. You were gone long before I ever noticed the distance growing slowly between our hearts. There was a day I realized you were already gone, not in your footsteps, not in your things, but in the way your eyes stopped coming back to mine. I held your hand long after you let go, praying love could survive on one heartbeat instead of two. But the truth arrived softly, colder than winter rain, and I finally saw it the day I realized you were already gone. Soft echoes, when did you leave? Why didn't I hear it? I replay our last conversation, searching for clues in all the quiet parts. You were smiling less, looking out the window more, holding your breath as if tired of holding on to me. There were moments I thought you were drifting, but I convinced myself love just needed space. I didn't realize you were slipping into a world where I didn't fit anymore. I should have seen it in the way you said goodnight, soft, distant, as if the word night was the only part you meant. And now every memory feels the same, beautiful yes, but carrying the speak of someone who had already let go. Maybe I loved you too quietly, maybe you left too gently. Maybe that's why it hurt, because neither of us knew how to say goodbye without breaking everything we tried to save. That was the day I realized you were already gone, long before the door closed, long before your footsteps faded. Your heart had already turned towards some place I couldn't follow. I held onto the version of you that stayed only in memory, not the one who slowly drifted into a different life. And I stood there quietly, watching the truth unfold on the day I realized you were already gone. Could turn back time, I'd listen closer to the silence between your words. I'd hold your hands tighter when they trembled even the slightest bit. I'd tell you the things I kept locked behind fear. All the love, all the longing, all the reasons I needed you. But love isn't a story we get to rewrite. It's a fragile place where one quiet moment can change everything. And I lost you somewhere in those quiet moments I didn't know how to read. The day I realized you were already gone, the room felt heavier, the world felt colder, my heartbeat felt slower. You didn't break my heart once, you broke it slowly. Over nights where your eyes stopped shining, over mornings where your voice forgot how to reach me. But even now, even after everything, there's a tenderness in the pain, a softness in remembering how deeply I once loved you. The day I you were already gone, a truth I carry gently, a memory I hold carefully, a goodbye I learned too late. Still I whisper your name into the quiet air, letting it drift into the place where you disappeared, gone, but never forgotten. You're a shadow in the doorway, a breath in the morning light, a memory I still reach for, even now, even here, where you're already gone, gone. Morning light came slowly, too slowly for a heart like mine. I reach for you, only to feel cold sheets where warmth used to sleep. And that's when it started, the quiet truth unraveling inside the silence you left behind. I woke to the sound of nothing, a kind of emptiness that felt too familiar. Your coffee cup still sat by the window, half full, half forgotten, half me pretending everything was the same. Your jacket hung on the chair, arms shaped like they were still waiting for your shoulders, your warmth, your laughter. I stared at it alone. whispered your name before I could stop myself, expecting you to answer, expecting your footsteps, expecting something, anything, except the echo of my own voice breaking in the empty room. And that's when I felt it, the weight, the quiet, the truth hiding between the shadows. You didn't walk away today, you were gone long before I ever noticed the distance growing slowly between our hearts. There was the day I realized you were already gone, not in your footsteps, not in your things, but in the way your eyes stopped coming back to mine. I held your hand long after you let go, praying love could survive on one heartbeat instead of two. But the truth arrived softly, colder than winter rain, and I finally saw it the day I realized you were already gone. Soft echoes, when did you leave? Why didn't I hear it? I replay our last conversation, searching for clues in all the quiet parts. You were smiling less, looking out the window more, holding your breath as if tired of holding on to me. There were moments I thought you were drifting, but I convinced myself love just needed space. I didn't realize you were slipping into a world where I didn't fit anymore. I should have seen it in the way you said goodnight, soft, distant, as if the word night was the only part you meant. And now every memory feels the same. Beautiful, yes, but carrying the ache of someone who had already let go. Maybe I loved you too quietly, maybe you left too gently. Maybe that's why it hurt, because neither of us knew how to say goodbye without breaking everything we tried to save. That was the day I realized you were already gone, long before the door closed, long before your footsteps faded. Your heart had already turned towards some place I couldn't follow. I held on to the version of you that stayed only in memory, not the one who slowly drifted into a different life. And I stood there quietly, watching the truth unfold on the day I realized you were already gone. Soft echoes, when did you leave? Why didn't I hear it? I replay our last conversation, searching for clues in all the quiet parts. You were smiling less, looking out the window more, holding your breath as if tired of holding on to me. There were moments I thought you were drifting, but I convinced myself love just needed space. I didn't realize you were slipping into a world where I didn't fit anymore. I should have seen it in the way you said goodnight, soft, distant, as if the word night was the only part you meant. And now every memory feels the same. Beautiful, yes, but carrying the ache of someone who had already let go. Maybe I loved you too quietly, maybe you left too gently. Maybe that's why it hurt, because neither of us knew how to say goodbye without breaking everything we tried to save it. That was the day I realized you were already gone, long before the door closed, long before your footsteps faded. Your heart had already turned towards some place I couldn't follow. I held on to the version of you that stayed only in memory, not the one who slowly drifted into a different life. And I stood there quietly, watching the truth unfold on the day said I'd tell you the things I kept locked behind the fear. All the love, all the longing, all the reasons I needed you. But love isn't a story we get to rewrite. It's a fragile place where one quiet moment can change everything. And I lost you somewhere in those quiet moments. I didn't know how to read. The day I realized you were already gone, the room felt heavier, the world felt colder. My heartbeat felt slower. You didn't break my heart once, you broke it slowly. Over nights where your eyes stopped shining, over mornings where your voice forgot how to reach me. But every night, nothing more. Night settles over the empty street, just like the way your voice used to settle into the quiet parts of me. I still hear you, even in places where sound shouldn't exist. Tonight I walk alone, carrying the weight of the words we were both too afraid to say. The wind brushes my hands, and I almost mistake it for you again. You always held my fingers lightly, as if you knew I could break even under my own heartbeat. I walk the same road we once shared, and the street lamps look dimmer than the last time we passed them together. Maybe they understand loss, or maybe I'm just seeing the world through the fog you left behind. Your laughter still echoes against the old apartment walls. It comes back in fragments, like pieces of a dream. I wake up reaching for, only to find nothing but the cold. Even the shadows tonight feel softer, as if they're trying to comfort me, trying to stand where you no longer can. I tell myself I'm fine. The silence was our chosen language, but I hear the truth unravel slowly. It falls like snow, quiet, cold, falling in places where warmth once lived. And I finally understand why some loves die so quietly. They never learned how to be spoken. That was the moment your memory turned to sky, a soft, distant glow. Drifting past my outstretched hands, I reached for you, but the night pulled you farther, as if it had been waiting to claim what I couldn't hold. I watched you fade, not like a goodbye, but like light surrendering to a deeper shade of blue. Still I keep holding on to that fragile, breathless moment, the moment your memory turned to sky. Soft breath. nights I sit beside your empty chair, pretending you're only late returning home. I pour 2 cups of tea again, a habit my hands refuse to unlearn. Steam rises quietly, curling like the ghost of a promise we never dared to shape into words. Your chair waits, still carrying the faint outline of your warmth. My heart waits, still carrying the weight of your absence. People say time heals, but time has only taught me how to open old wounds more carefully. I try to breathe without shaking, but every breath feels like letting go of you all over again. And the night seems to know that I'm losing the fight against memory and longing. I whisper your name, not to call you back, but to remind myself that something once held me so gently. It almost felt like belonging, and my heart beats slowly, drawing your name in every rhythm. Proof that love doesn't vanish, it just chooses a new shape when the old one breaks. That was the moment your memory turned to sky, carrying every smile we never finished, every word we left suspended between almost and too late. I tried to hold you close, but the truth pulled you farther, like a star slipping beyond a horizon that refuses to stay still. Still I look up, tracing the scattered constellations of who we used to be. And I whisper once more, the moment your memory turned to sky. If I had spoken sooner, would the world still have room for us? If I had reached for your hand instead of my fear, would your warmth still be resting in mine? Love is cruel in its quiet honesty. It asks for courage before you even know what you're afraid to lose. Night settles over the empty street, just like the way your voice used to settle into the quiet parts of me. I still hear you, even in places where sound shouldn't exist. Tonight I walk alone, carrying the weight of the words we were both too afraid to say. The wind brushes my hands, and I almost mistake it for you again. You always held my fingers lightly, as if you knew I could break. Even under my own heartbeat, I walk the same and the street lamps look dimmer than the last time we passed them together. Maybe they understand loss, or maybe I'm just seeing the world through the fog you left behind. Your laughter still echoes against the old apartment walls. It comes back in fragments like pieces of a dream. I wake up reaching for, only to find nothing but the cold. Even the shadows tonight feel softer, as if they're trying to comfort me, trying to stand where you no longer can. I tell myself I'm fine, that silence was our chosen language, but I hear the truth unravel slowly. It falls like snow, quiet, cold, falling in places where warmth once lived. And I finally understand why some loves die so quietly. They never learned how to be spoken. That was the moment your memory turned to sky, a soft distant glow. Drifting past my outstretched hands, I reached for you, but the night pulled you farther, as if it had been waiting to claim what I couldn't hold. I watched you fade, not like a goodbye, but like light surrendering to a deeper shade of blue. Still I keep holding on to that fragile, breathless moment, the moment your memory turned to sky. I can no longer touch. Some nights I sit beside your empty chair, pretending you're only late returning home. I pour 2 cups of tea again, a habit in my hands refuse to unlearn. Steam rises quietly, curling like the ghost of a promise we never dared to shape into words. Your chair waits, still carrying the faint outline of your warmth. My heart waits, still carrying the weight of your absence. People say time heals, but time has only taught me how to open old wounds more carefully. I try to breathe without shaking, but every breath feels like letting go of you all over again. And the night seems to know that I'm losing the fight against memory and longing. I whisper your name, not to call you back, but to remind myself that something once held me so gently. It almost felt like belonging, and my heart beats slowly, drawing your name in every rhythm. Proof that love doesn't vanish, it just chooses a new shape. When the old one breaks, That was the moment your memory turned to sky, carrying every smile we never finished, every word we left suspended between almost and too late. I tried to hold you close, but the truth pulled you farther, like a star slipping beyond a horizon that refuses to stay still. Still I look up, tracing the scattered constellations of who we used to be, and I whisper